This is Gabriel Gonzalez for Cageside Press here with Bellator featherweight Jeremy Kennedy, who takes on Aaron Pico this Saturday at Bellator 286 in Long Beach. So Jeremy, obviously rescheduled, same opponent, finally back. Just can you talk about the mindset and how you're feeling as we head into Saturday now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for this one. It was tough having that first one fall through, especially so close. You know, that was the hardest part, was going through the full camp, mentally preparing, and we were almost ready to take off for fight week, you know, and then it was the last sparring session that I got the injury, so never had that happen to me, you know, so that was a little bit overcoming, you know, financially and fully invested into a camp, and I just didn't get to do the full, the fight, you know, so getting it rebooked was perfect. It's the fight that I wanted. It's the fight that projects me the closest in the division, you know, and highest up, and this is the biggest reward. Big risk, but biggest reward that I can get in any matchup right now. So I'm grateful that I was able to get it rebooked.
Now, I'm sure you've been over this story, so one last time for us. Obviously, a young contender coming up, and people saying Jeremy's experience, you know, obviously a great run in UFC, obviously a bunch of fights since then. Just what, for people who don't know, how much does that experience help out there when you're in the cage and executing what you need to get done?
Like, I wouldn't say so much in cage that it's an experience. It's more of mentally preparing for it and showing up mindset ready. You know, like, I think a lot of these guys that are fighting an up-and-coming guy, they're intimidated, they're worried, and when they get in there, they don't perform because they have this guy that's been so highly touted staring across from them. And I've been in there with the best, man, the pound-for-pound best. I've been there and all across the world and every organization. So, I mean, yeah, it's definitely, I've got those butterflies and those feelings that you're supposed to have, but I'm ready to go perform and go balls to the wall, you know, and kill or be killed, you know. So I'm coming to fight. So, and I think that's where the experience comes from. Not necessarily what he's going to show me in the cage, because he is so highly, credentialed that he's going to give me a handful. I'm sure, I know it. But I'm going to be right there, gritty, fighting back, and standing my ground and putting him on his back foot too. So, yeah, I think that's the more so when it comes to experience, is that I'm not intimidated. I'm ready to go.
Can we talk a little bit about, you know, the crowd? Because obviously not just himself, but AJ, Spike, a lot of the SoCal guys are getting their love out there in Long Beach. How much do you feel like or anticipate, you know, hey, the crowd may be rooting for the SoCal guy out there in this one, and you might have to overcome a bit of that energy too? Again,
that's another thing with the experience. You know, I fought in Australia, I fought in Brazil, you know, I fought almost a lot of my stateside fights have been against local hometown guys, so I'm used to that. That's going into other people's backyards is not something new to me. The crowd it's just noise. It's just they could be booing, cheering, yelling, screaming. I don't care. It's just I got a task at hand. I'm not too worried about the energy. You know, I'm excited about how much pop this whole fight is going to have in general.
And then finally, of course, just dealing with a guy like Aaron Pico, explosive guy, has the wrestling, has the hands. When you're breaking him down, what's the biggest thing you feel like you got to watch out for in the cage?
His explosiveness, you know. I think that's his biggest strength, is also a pretty big weakness. That leaves a lot of holes, and I just have to capitalize. That's on me, you know. He's an exciting fighter because he has that style, and he has that power, and he has that wrestling threat. So those are all things I have to watch out for, but at the same time, those are things that I can use to my advantage as well.
Is this one that you feel gets you in that conversation, and maybe you're looking at the winner of Boric and Ferreira coming up?
100%. I think that's how they placed this card. They strategically put it where they wanted it. I think it's just a no-brainer that the winner of this is going to be fighting for that belt later.
Jeremy, we're looking forward to a great one. Best of luck this Saturday.